Hello dolls, welcome back to my channel. This is Femininity, KK, the Dominican princess, and I am so excited to be sharing with you dolls my top tips to truly upgrading your life, having that glow up that you've been just really wanting, living that dream life that you've been wanting to start in this brand new year. Now, if you are new to my channel, I do post every week on femininity, elegance, and homemaking, and I would love to see you dolls back here again, so don't forget to subscribe to me down below. And along with this video, I will be having a coordinating blog post where I will expand on these tips that I'm sharing with you dolls, just really get more into detail, making sure that you have everything that you need to truly have a glow up, to upgrade your life this year. So that blog post will be linked down below just for you. Without further ado, let's chat dolls. Dolls, let's begin with my very first tip, and this one is pretty simple, but it's the most important one. Usually people ignore this step, which usually does hinder them from really achieving their upgraded life. And that would be setting a goal. What does an upgraded life look like to you? It's so important to be specific, to actually know what you want to work towards. We can't just say, oh, we want to live an upgraded life, but we don't really know what it means. With a group of 5 people, an upgraded life may consist of different things. What parts of your life would you like it to be better? I highly recommend you dolls to write it down, to put it into your phone, document it in some way, shape, or form, because it's really good to look back on it, to check on it periodically, to really see, okay, how am I progressing? Did I forget about this goal? But let's make sure that we're being realistic here. That's another part of the really big thing. Is your upgraded life for right now, this year, for the next 5 years, 2 years, 10 years? I mean, it could look very different in different time spans. So you do want to be realistic for right now. It's important to define what you want and then set up a plan for it. How many people say that they want to accomplish this goal, and then you realize years and years has passed and you haven't even seen them do anything at all? Most people don't plan it, right? It's a famous saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. And something as simple as living a good life, what you consider to be a good life this year, if you don't plan it, then odds are you aren't really going to fully accomplish the big picture. You also have to ask yourself, what are you truly capable of achieving this year? So if you are saying that you want your upgraded life, the best upgraded life for you right now this year or within the next 2 years is to travel. You want to go to Dubai, you want to start shopping at Dior, you want to have a beautiful wardrobe filled with luxury pieces, you want to have an amazing career, you want to get married, you want to have a good friend group who you can travel with. Maybe this year is not the most realistic thing for you to plan a summer trip to Dubai. You haven't even started saving yet, right? And you may have to just postpone that trip until next year. You do not want to make this extravagant list that is your goals for this year that includes 5 Chanel bags, 2 trips to Europe, to Japan, and it's like, how are you going to get there? You have not planned for any of it. So of course you can still add those things to your list, but more realistically, you may have to push things back until next year. And as we are making this list and we are contributing it to our goals for this year, you want to make sure that you have your priorities straight. Yes, we want to live our dream life. All of the money, the attention, the detail that you're putting into these great experiences, these great goals, you want to make sure that you are prioritizing these things in your life where they need to be. You want to make sure that you aren't booking this $3,000 trip, this beautiful vacation, when you could really use that $3,000 to finally buy a car, put it towards a car, or making sure that you're having some student loans paid off. What does your upgraded life look like? In my opinion, there's no point of taking this lavish, beautiful vacation when you come back home and you're broke. Having a truly upgraded life isn't just about the Instagram pictures and these stories that you share with everyone else on social media. It's really about having a life of quality, but you want to make sure that your base work, your actual everyday life of living, is of good quality too. Next, I would say now it is time to complete action steps. This is one of the most important parts. If you are not truly creating any action steps towards that goal, then you will not accomplish it. If you're in the position to where you do have the ability to travel, that means that maybe you have to start saving every month. If you are in that point in your life to where you want to upgrade your career, you want to go ahead and be promoted, do you need to earn any certifications to make that happen? What are the qualifications that you have to meet in order to get there, to get to that point? So make sure that you are having an actual plan. I am a granddaughter of a business advisor, so my grandfather always stressed to me so much about having a feasibility plan, having a business plan for any part of my life. And when it comes to goals, think of it that way. This is your life. You want to invest in your life. You want to accomplish these things. Make a plan for it. If you are truly like, I want to have a more interesting life, make time to do interesting things. It just doesn't happen out of nowhere. I mean, you actually have to leave your home and do different things in order to have a more interesting life. I actually live in Atlanta, if you don't know, with my husband. I'm a housewife. And where we used to live, it used to be like 15 minutes outside of downtown. We lived right next to like a really cute little village to where like they had like all of the cool restaurants, and we would drive past it all of the time. And we just never made a plan to go there. That was the first year that I was married, and we did not go to any of those places. Now, we actually plan things out. We pinpoint which places we want to go to, what events would we most want to go to. So if you are like, oh my gosh, I don't do anything, I guarantee you there's some event going on within your town or an hour away. You can always plan these things out. If it's important to you, then plan it out and go to it. Along with this, I would also have to say, plan out those little luxuries in your life that you want. If you have not been to the spa in over a year and you're just like, oh my gosh, I just can't go, I don't have enough money, relook at your finances. Sometimes it's truly like that, but honestly, a lot of the time, if you look at what you have been spending your money on, which is usually either food or clothing, you can really make space in your budget to go to the spa, get a treatment. You can make time, set a budget. It's so important when it comes to really just trying to upgrade your life in these different ways. Set a budget for it. Every single month, how much do you want to specifically put aside for different events? If you want to go to a wine tasting, if you want to have a nice dinner at a restaurant, if you want to go to the spa. This is something that I do. Like I've mentioned before, I'm a housewife, and so I do have an allowance. And for me, I actually plan out how much money I spent on makeup, on clothes, on my beauty treatments. These are things that I incorporate into my budget, and it really helps me see, okay, what am I spending more money on? Is this thing that I'm about to spend money on more important than this? Should I save a little bit more this month so I could spend a lot more next month? These are great things that you can do to make sure that, oh, you're actually living your life, you're actually incorporating things, you're having hobbies, different interests, you're learning, you're meeting different people. To me, that's one of the best ways to upgrade your life. Let's continue talking about investing into a better quality life. And that involves the people that you let into your life, the people that you're continuing to spend your time with. For me, this is huge. Honestly speaking, the people that you spend your time with has an influence on you, whether you recognize it or not. If you are constantly talking to someone, you're spending time with someone, usually their ways can rub off on you, your ways can rub off on them, your sense of humor can rub off. So along with that, you want to make sure that you have a good quality group of people in your life. If you notice that, you know what, I love this person, we have such a great relationship, great personality, I love spending time with them, but sometimes their negative mindset can impact me, whether it's towards me or towards other people. Sometimes it only takes one conversation to change the way that someone thinks. And that includes whether it's something good or bad. A bad habit can rub off on someone just like a good habit can rub off on someone. If you have ever had successful friends, maybe a mentor, people who are just doing good, accomplishing goals, whether it's within their family life, they're doing really great as a family, or it could be someone within their career, they're just doing great, they're working towards something, they're doing really great in school. Speaking to that person and spending time with them can really have an impact on you. It can motivate you, it can encourage you, it can make you think differently. And that's the impact of someone who is a positive figure in your life, someone that you appreciate and admire. The same thing can happen with someone who isn't doing so well, someone who is constantly being negative, dragging things down. And I am not saying that they are a bad person. People can have bad habits and it can rub off, and you have to be aware, because that can really drag you down as you are trying to move forward. And if you notice, oh, well, they're not really doing anything, but neither am I, you kind of don't want to be in that same boat. If you have ever started going to the gym, it's very encouraging to have someone else who started going to the gym, someone else who is dedicated to working out. It can literally encourage you to work out more. At least stay around people who have a good mindset, who are working towards something. They're not just being idle, just kind of like, living life and not doing anything. And I forgot one of the most important things. Just like you want someone to motivate you, to encourage you into accomplishing your goals, you also need to have someone who does all of that, but also calls you out. If you are 100% focused on having this lavish handbag collection when you still have credit card debt, you are still lacking in this area to where you are having trouble paying for bills, and if you do have that friend who does call you out on certain things or calls you out on certain actions, don't automatically just say, oh, this person's being negative. This is a great time for you to be self-aware, and you really do want people who care about you, who are able to say, hey, you aren't doing so good. Hey, are you sure that you want to go down this path? Not because they're judging you, not because they're trying to be negative. Sometimes they are just genuinely concerned, and it's good to see someone with a bird's eye view, someone with a different perspective, and get their opinion. So this doesn't mean that you have to agree with them at all. This doesn't mean that you have to agree with them as soon as they say it. Take time, reflect, but at least listen. It's not just about having a whole bunch of yes men. So make sure that you are having those type of people in your life too. If you have trouble saving up, and you know you have trouble saving up, but you don't have any plan to really overcome that, then maybe you won't be able to build that dream wardrobe. You won't be able to go on that trip. You will most likely have a harder time trying to save up for that course in order to benefit your career. So you want to make sure that you actually pinpoint that, yes, you have a budget problem. Yes, you have a procrastination problem. Figure out a way to combat that. It's important to learn yourself, learn to where you have your little downfalls, to where you need extra help with in order to accomplish the goals that you want to achieve. This means remain motivated, listen, watch people, watch things that inspires you and motivates you. This means limit your time on social media. Not being able to have good time management skills could be a real weakness for some people, especially when you're trying to have that upgraded life to where you feel like you are reaching those goals. You have a more interesting, a more meaningful, purposeful life. Now, along with a couple of these weaknesses, let's talk about a huge one. If you're trying to upgrade your life, I think it's so important for you to have a relationship with God. When people have a good relationship with God, they oftentimes have a better sense of self, of who they are, a better sense of purpose, and also through Christ, I'm able to tell what is truly important to me. So sure, designer things are nice, I love them, but I value A, B, and C a bit more. So that for me is a bigger goal than expanding my collection. Along with that, have you ever met someone who just seems like you just do not get them? It's like they make bad choices over and over again. It's like they have a lack of self-control. They aren't getting along with anyone. They feel like it's them versus the world. It's usually because people are going through something that is within them. If we bring it back to high school and middle school times, let's think about it, right? There's man versus man, there's man versus the world, and there's man versus self. And a lot of people are going through that. They have a war going on inside of their mind. They don't recognize it as one. They feel like, I just can't get it right. Nothing is going my way. If you truly do want an upgraded life, you want to go down a good path, you want to accomplish these goals that are truly important, you should invest your time into building a relationship with God and learning who you truly are through Him, Jesus Christ. It's best for me to allow God to help me through these battles, fighting these battles, winning them, and just overall just helping me with these weaknesses. Everyone has them. Everyone has something that they're working on, that they should be working on. So I am able to recognize all of the blessings that I do have, all of these great experiences. The reason why I can go to sleep and just feel happy and blissful with my life, it's because of God. Dolls, comment down below what are one of the tips that I mentioned to you that you are going to put into good use this year. And don't forget to read that blog post where I share with you dolls more tips and just really growing this year, upgrading your life. I have all of that great info down below in my blog post. Also, share with me what are some of your goals for this year. What is one of your goals for the next 5 years, next 10 years? I would love to know. I want to thank you dolls again so much for joining me. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. I do post every week on femininity, elegance, and homemaking. If you would like more videos like this, then go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe. Dolls, let me know what video you want to see next from me, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye dolls.